When you got the script and you were invited to perform on TED, and you saw that you would perform a pothead that has a Ted Bear as the best friend, how crazy was that for you, and what was your reaction?
Well, when I first heard the concept, I was like, this is not for me. But then I read the script, and 30 pages into it, I forgot about it being a teddy bear. I just thought, wow, well, this is this kind of great friendship story and this great dilemma with having this really cool girlfriend, but yet, you know, she's kind of forcing me to be an adult and not spend so much time screwing around with my friend. And then, of course, once I read the script, I was like, oh my God, but how do you do this? But once I met with Seth, I felt pretty confident in him as a filmmaker, and you know, if I would have been asked to do this 10 years ago, I don't think I would have been as comfortable as an actor to do it. But I think at this stage of the game, I don't mind taking chances and risk looking silly or embarrassing myself.
One of the questions in this movie is if Ted is your best friend, your character's best friend, or a bad influence. What do you say about it?
Both. But that's okay, that's what friends are for.
How challenge was that to perform with an staffed animal?
It was a bit of a challenge at first, but then I actually started to enjoy it very much. I didn't have to deal with another actor, and you know, Seth was always there to do the voice, so I started to get used to it and started to enjoy it.
Was they hard?
At first, but once you get over the hump, then you're there.
And how to explain to kids that will see the billboards of TED that TED is not for kids? You have kids, so
my kids are dying to see it. They want the bear. They, you know, all the kids at my kids' school are talking about it. So they're like, Dad, if they're gonna see it, why can't I see it? So obviously it's up to the parent, but I don't think it's a good idea for my children to see this movie.
How do you describe the sense of humor of TED?
It's pretty out there, but I think it comes from a good place, and you know, we're not really trying to offend people. But you can't take it too seriously.
We see lots of jokes about Hollywood personalities. So I would ask to you, is Hollywood a good place to make jokes about it? And why?
It all depends on what the jokes are. Some things are acceptable and others aren't, so you have to be careful with what you say.
Mark, you've been doing lots of good movies, great productions. The Fighter is one of, I like it the most.
Thank you.
And how do you keep yourself up to date, you know, about your acting? You know, what kind of pressure do you have on you?
Well, I approach every role as the most important role in my career. You know, my preparation and my commitment is very extensive. You know, I just feel like, you know, that nobody's worried about the last movie. It's always about the next movie. You know, once the movie's done and it's over, you know, you gotta focus on the next one. That's why I continue to try to find parts that will challenge me and help me grow as an actor.